power wishbone set. They hand the ball. Oh no, Saber and faked it. Keeps it himself to the left sideline and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Get up, Yankees got it. On the forehand, under 10 seconds. Yankee across in front. They score!
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our last episode for the semester of Cadets Coach's Corner. This morning I had a chance to sit down with head men's basketball coach Paul Booth, whose team has almost surpassed their win total from all of last season. All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. So just kind of tell the viewers how we're doing, going 3-5 so far this season, but as a coach, I'm sure you can always say there's improvement, but if you look on it from a whole, that's close to your win total from all of last year. I think you've got to be somewhat happy here in the first semester.
I'm really pleased with the effort of the kids overall this entire first semester. I think we've done some really good things on both ends, both on the offensive and the defensive end. The kids, this is an amazing group to work with in terms that they continue to come in and compete every single day. And they themselves are looking to get better. And I think with a disposition or an attitude like that, I think, we have room for improvement, and we will improve as the year goes on.
We talked about when we did the season preview how young you guys were. And you guys have gotten a lot of contributions from a lot of young players, especially, a lot of freshmen. Speak to their play.
Surprisingly well at this point. I think, when you come in and you're dealing with first-year players, the adjustment from the high school game to the college game usually takes a while. Most of these kids have jumped right in with both feet and have really done some really, really good things over the course of the first semester. And even from the beginning, the first scrimmage against MCLA, we've seen tremendous improvement from those guys throughout the course of the first 8 games. You
guys hosted the Hockenberry tournament, beat a really long and athletic Mitchell team, also beat a long and athletic Colby Sawyer team a couple days prior to that. How have you guys been able to respond against teams like that who physically look maybe a little bigger or faster than you, but you guys have really come in and been able to flip the table?
Well, I think one of the things that we have is we have a group of kids that are tremendous competitors, and I think regardless of who we play or when we play them or what they do, these kids do first and foremost do a great job competing on both ends of the court. I think the other thing that's been really pleasing to me is we have defensively done a nice job against both of those teams that you just mentioned. Against Mitchell and against Colby Sawyer, we got down numbers at halftime, and these kids went downstairs and recommitted themselves to compete and came back with a lot more energy and a lot more passion, and we were able to overtake those teams. I think the defensive end of the floor, we've done some really good things. Offensively, we've done a great job of executing. And in those 2 particular games that you alluded to, we shot the ball very, very well in that game. So I think those are 2 of our strengths. I think we do a nice job defending, and I think once we're able to get out in transition and execute in half court, we have guys that can shoot the ball pretty well.
You talked about the defensive end. Something that's really impressed me is just your guys' ability on the defensive glass to limit teams to one shot. How important has that been for you?
Huge. Because as you can see from our roster and as you mentioned in the question, we're not an overly big team. We spend an awful lot of time working on rebounding each and every day. And the kids now understand the value that you can play great defense for 30 seconds, but if you don't close out a possession with a rebound, you don't get the job done. So they've done a great job in rebounding and holding their own on the boards.
Looking at to some of the individuals offensively, Tom McDonald has shot it very, very well, has been a good scorer for you. But I think maybe the story of the year has been Josh Cabrera, how he's come back and rebounded for some injuries and through some tough times here in his senior season, really played very well.
Couldn't be happier for Josh. He's a kid that we recruited 4 or 5 years ago now and lost the season because of a season-ending injury at LaSalle. And last year had almost a season-ending injury, and he's continued to work and compete, and he's just an overall a great person. And I'm really, really pleased that I've had the opportunity to have him in our program for 4 or 5 years now.
All right, we'll get you out of here on 1 or 2 more questions. You alluded to it a little earlier. You guys have been a second-half team. What do you think it is about the break that brings you guys out? Is it will? Is it conditioning? What is it about after halftime that brings you guys out?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think the fact that you mentioned the conditioning, we do play 10, sometimes 11 guys, and I think our bench has contributed significantly to our efforts this semester. But, I don't know if I can really pinpoint a thing. I think these kids, the type of kids that we have are the kids that never say die, and they just continue to compete, and we've had some success in the second half.
Something that's unique to the Gene X, something I haven't seen a lot, is that a majority of your conference schedule is played after the holiday break. So you guys have only played 2 conference games going into the holiday break, and you have a lot of time to come out and make adjustments over this holiday break. What are you guys going to focus on heading towards the second semester?
Well, I think we need to continue the work that we've done first semester. And with us, it's going to be we have to defend, we have to rebound, and we have to get out and transition and get some easy ones. So I think we're going to continue to work on that and continue to add options in our offense for various guys to score the ball.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us here, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it. Happy holidays.